The equity theory of motivation resonates with me the most because I agree that people like when things are fair because it creates an illusion where people are putting in the same effort and receiving the same results slash output. Dr. Ingram used an example in lecture where if people weren't getting paid the same amount for the amount of work they were doing, they would get angry. And I agree with that because I wouldn't want to be discriminated against and have a coworker be paid more than what I do. And that statement makes a lot of sense to me because there are anti-discrimination laws that prevent this. Employers can't pay their employees different rates based on their gender, race, and more. The equality theory also reminds me of this image that was illustrated by Tony Ruth. As you can see here on the right, the person has a taller ladder so that they can reach the taller parts of the tree where the apples are. And so this is a really great metaphor as to like giving people the tools they need in order to fulfill the inequality and to balance that equality out. And this image as well in the middle is a great example of the same concept where the shorter person is given a taller box so they are all on the same equal level and given the same support that they need. Equity theory also reminds me of affirmative action and how its policies have shaped our college admissions in the US. In a CBS News article, UCLA law professor Laura E. Gomez talks about how affirmative action benefited her admission to Harvard. Because she grew up in an area where going to college wasn't very common and she was Mexican American, affirmative action gave her the support she needed to be evaluated at the same level as her peers. According to the equity theory, when people perceive that they are experiencing inequity, they will feel motivated to resolve that in order to rebalance the equity. However, I can see why a lot of people dislike the equity theory because our societal system in America can sometimes prevent actions that attempt to resolve inequities. As much as people try to create laws and policies that prevent inequities, they still occur. In the linear line of resolving inequity that we learned in lecture, I realized that there should be some changes where it should branch off around the motivation to resolve and action to resolve part, as it cannot always be fully linear.